Everybody, you know I'm out here and I'm coming back. Show number 2 for you today. This is NATV Network, podcast network with Deborah. And she's here. Lady Debbie is here. Are you guys ready for this? I hope you're ready for this. Okay, so this is the way this is going to work. She has no idea what I'm going to do to her today. She has no idea. And I'm looking at her right now. She's scared. She has no idea what I'm going to do. She's laughing too. And so let's just watch and see what comes out of me and her. And let's just do this. Okay, everybody? Everybody ready? Are you out there, Deborah?
I'm all here.
Lady D's in the house. Lady D's in the house. Okay. So, I've been scouring the internet about you. It's been quite interesting.
Yikes.
All right. Let's go ahead and do this. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to move some things around. We're going to get you in here. We're going to get you in here. Oh, there she is. There she is, everybody. What's up?
Hi. You're scaring me.
You should be scared. You should be very scared. Look, let me show you how scared you'd be. How scared you should be is this. Watch this. Ooh. Look at that. Everybody, look at that. He's looking at you.
I like that picture.
You like that picture? Well,
Yeah.
what, you don't like this picture?
Well, could you have done it any closer? Like,
Hey,
you
I
can
was
practically
trying-
see
it's
if I've
called-
had my. Yeah, you can see if I've had my tonsils out or not.
It's a nostril picture. It's it's good. It's a thing I do.
You can
Just
see
to
the
like,
split ends.
yeah. It's called a Netflix shot. That's what that's called. That's they do that on Netflix sometimes. Put the camera up the actors. All right. So tell us the name of your. Wait, hold on a second. What we got going on over here? Oh my goodness, you got some love already. We just started. You want to give him some love? That's Dr. Pepper 76. He says, hello, Paxton and Deborah.
I love Dr. Pepper. I'd love it more if he spelled my name right, but I'll take it.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, don't insult Dr. Pepper. He's been...
I love Dr. Pepper.
They love Dr. Pepper. She loves you. You may have to fight her husband, but she loves you. So, Dr. Pepper, thank you, my friend. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me give you one of these doohickeys. Everybody knows happens here. Getting one of those and one of these. All righty. Now, you must break down for the peoples in the audience. You have 2 books.
I do.
But have you written 3?
I have. Oh, actually,
Told
I've
you.
written
No,
4. We're not
man,
going to
I
talk
do my
about
research,
the 4th
man.
one.
4, oh, is it? Man, look at that. I'm fired now.
The 4th one was the first one.
Ah,
So
okay.
you're
So
gonna
the
have to
first book
bring
was
that
what?
out of me.
First book was what?
So the first published book is called The Crate, a story of war, a murder, and justice.
Okay.
And the second book is called A Nest of Snakes. Snakes.
Creeping me out, lady. Okay.
You can't call me Lady D. You've already used that
Oh,
nickname for
man.
someone else. You've
You
got
know
to think
what?
of
I
something
can
else.
do whatever I want when Pat's not here. Pat's gonna hear this and she's
I'm
gonna
going
beat
to
me
text
up.
her.
No, I got an email. I got to answer to her because she's gonna. You're first, and she's coming on not today, but she's coming on next, and I torture her next. Anyhow, I'm not gonna say anymore. That's for you who have not seen the first episode of the International Book Lovers Podcast. You have no idea what we're talking about. You have to go back and watch it here on our channel. But there's already a lady done. I'm not gonna bore him with that. Anyhow, so I know what you mean now. On the screen again, you got some more love. Dr. Pepper is apologizing to you, so that alone gets one. That alone gets one of these.
Oh, now I feel bad. It's quite all right, Dr. Pepper.
He said it's spell checker on his phone that messed up your name. So I agree with him because he loves all the guests and he's awesomely cool.
Aw.
So thank you, Dr. Pepper, for saying that. Appreciate you stopping by and being here, my friend. Now we're gonna delve into your books because people have requested for us to do what we're doing here and what we did when we all got together. The crime trio got together. Am I saying that right? That's the name, right?
Yeah, the
Okay,
crime
yeah.
try
Yeah, you can't nod your head because then nobody can hear you. But what I was going to say is I'm watching you. You were like,
You can't see all the gestures back here?
no, not yet. We're going to be on camera again, but just a second. So Crime Trio, which, by the way, I've tested out the name through our audience, and they love what the name. but they were asking for coffee mugs and T-shirts. So I'm giving you a heads up. You and Pat and Wendy got to figure that out because you guys need to have some merch on that.
Okay, we can do that.
Write that down.
God knows we drink enough coffee. We can definitely do mugs.
Hey, do you drink a lot of coffee when you're writing a book?
Oh my God. Gallons.
Your husband is going.
Gallons.
Is that another crate of coffee coming in? Are you writing another book?
Yeah, the crate is actually a crate of coffee.
Is that
funny.
what they? Yeah. Okay.
No,
now,
but I will tell you that we have discovered the world's best coffee, and this is a real plug
really?
for the yes.
I've heard that so many times in my life.
No, this is
Go ahead.
really good.
Yeah,
It's from
okay.
Maine. It's from Maine.
Your
we
part of the world.
we actually have it sent over to us in these huge
In Maine?
5-pound bags. Yeah, it's delicious.
Does it taste like clam chowder or what? Because that's my favorite. One of my favorite
chowder.
meals. It's chowder. Chowder. So Maine. Okay. All right. Oh, by the way, you get it shipped to where? You have to tell people because you're in.
Oh, I'm just a few states away from Maine in Connecticut.
There you go. All right. So now, what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through a timeline of stuff that I've thrown together, which will go all over the place. As I close out some other windows here, and I see you on camera. I see you over here, and then you're up there, and then you're over here, and you're just like, man, everything
Scary.
looks good. Hey, okay, real quick. What's behind you before I start putting up stuff? What's behind you over there?
Drywall?
Okay, you're smart. No, you're going to get smart out. Okay.
Over there?
I see this is going to be a difficult show today because I got a smart aleck here. All right. I see why you write books. Okay.
So, well, let's
To
see.
your right.
There's a light, and I will have you know that I put that bling on the light myself.
Ooh, man.
I did do that during COVID when I was
You had
bored
too
out
much
of my
time.
skull.
That's right. That's right.
But there are a couple of old certificates. One is, let's see, Excellence in Journalism.
Okay.
Back from the days when I was a journalist. And one is a Connecticut Press Club Award.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that big one that you can kind of see there in the mirror,
Yes.
in the middle, is a framed copy of the query letter that I used to get my first book published. And my daughter did that for a present. So that was cute.
Nice. Okay, there's a picture back there. Who's in the picture?
Yeah.
You don't have to get it. You can just tell us.
Okay, good.
Oh, it's up to you. You want to grab it?
I don't want to get
right.
it.
I figured you
It's
wouldn't.
old.
I figured you wouldn't. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's this picture of me back there. I think I was like maybe 17 or 18 or 9. So back in the good old days, like
whatever. It's
the
okay.
peak
the
days,
peak.
right?
The
You
peak
can't
of my
see it.
life.
You
Okay.
can't see in the picture, but I'm actually holding a can of Diet Coke, and it's supposed to be this very sultry
Not Dr. Pepper?
picture. Well, it's actually Diet Coke, but
Okay.
but it's supposed to be like a very sultry picture, right?
Ah.
So one day, my teenage daughter, I catch her looking at the picture,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks at the picture. She looks up at me, looks down at the picture, looks up at me, and goes, "Is that what Diet Coke used to look like?"
Oh, wow. Totally didn't even ask about you. Ouch. So, that's just like, okay, so that's the picture that's for your husband then. That's the one that he holds on to.
Hopefully that's the picture he has in his mind.
Take this one he has. You got any other pictures hanging around there?
Well, I've got my kids. You want to see my kids?
Yeah. Yeah. Show and tell. Show
Kids
and
on
tell
my
today,
desk.
everybody. We didn't,
Okay,
plan this,
here
but
they
there
are.
we go.
Get
Nice.
rid of
Okay,
the-
so that was the daughter that looked at the Diet Coke.
That's
And
the
there's your
daughter
boys.
that looked at the
Yeah.
Diet Coke, and then
Yeah.
there are the two boys. One is Jake, one is Kobe. I don't know if you can see from the
I got it. No,
glare.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
You got it. Okay.
those are the
that's
kids.
Nice. That's good.
And the young one, Kobe, just had his final day of college today. So that
Way
means
to
I am
go,
officially finished with college. All three kids are done.
There you go.
Boom.
Not bad. Not bad.
Done.
Very, very good. Oh, wait. They're probably thinking, why don't we get one of those? There you go.
For the kids.
Nice job, young people. Drove your parents crazy.
Uh-huh.
Just don't leave them homeless. Make sure you take care of them as they get older. Okay, now, what I've got to do is let's look at the crate. Do you have the crate there nearby, the book itself entitled?
Of course.
Right? The crate.
I do.
correct?
You want to see?
Yes. The closer, pull it back towards you for a moment. Keep going, pull it back, and raise it up. And bingo, right there. That's it. So The Crate, a story of war and murder and justice. And now I'm gonna do something here. That's perfect. You can go ahead and put it down now. I'm going to do something. We're gonna share a screen here, and then we're gonna talk a little bit. So just hang in there. Gonna move a bunch of stuff around because we're gonna start talking about you and your books. We're gonna go here, and first we're gonna start. Let's see if I get this right here. Let's get you in here. Don't. It's already there. There we go. So here's your Instagram. And for those of you, hopefully you can take a look at it. This is your Instagram. And you got a lot of nice stuff happening here. You have been promoting The Crate. Mm-hmm. Just an overview of what The Crate is all about. Tell us what The Crate is all about.
Well, that picture has nothing to do with The Crate.
I know that.
I'll tell you.
Are you trying to direct the show? Just tell me what The Crate's all about. I knew you're going to be trouble with me
That's my
today,
daughter, my friends.
Okay, all right.
That was during the Yukon game at a bar.
Oh, my goodness. You just okay. Well, let me just forget the question I asked. Just go ahead and narrate the
Let's
pictures.
talk about
I'm doing
that.
something here. Just go with me. No,
okay, I will tell you about The Crate.
Yes,
so
please do.
So
if you start, then this picture would have had perfect timing, but go ahead. I'm doing television here. Just go, lady. Go.
All right. So The Crate. Are you going to listen? The Crate's.
Oh my God, I'm trying to get you to talk about The Crate. Go ahead.
The Crate is a story. It's a book I never, ever expected to write. It's a story that still blows my mind. So back in 2010, I got this phone call from my brother. Mm-hmm. And my brother, my family, all live in Canada, where I grew up and where I spent half my life, and where we have a summer home. So it's this cabin on a lake in this beautiful area of Ontario, north of Toronto, called Muskoka. And I grew up in that place. You know, my parents built it with their hands, their sweat, back in the 1970s. And so, you know, the day school finished until Labor Day, we were up there all summer. And it's this absolutely pristine, beautiful area of the Canadian Shield. Anyway, my brother calls and says, sit down, which, you know, right away, the great preamble to something bad. He says that he discovered this wooden crate that was shoved up underneath the cabin between the floor of the cabin and the ground, so outside. Mm-hmm. And when that crate was opened, it was, Paxton, the most grisly thing you could ever imagine. Mm-hmm. And it started this whole snowball of, you know, a murder investigation, and it turned my family upside down. You know, I had these 3 kids at the time who were pretty young, and my husband and I were completely freaked out, and my brother became the primary murder suspect in the investigation. And the worst part was that my parents, who were already in their 80s, were traumatized because they never expected, you know, in the one place they felt the safest, the one place that was their refuge, and the one place that they built as a sanctuary, they never expected to have to face this kind of violence and human evil. And here I was a professional writer, a journalist, a publicist. Mm-hmm. People started telling me I should write the story of this murder and the investigation and the trial. And it turns out I knew the murderer. And I said, yeah, I guess I could write this book. Mm-hmm. And especially give this murder victim a voice, because clearly, you know, she no longer had a voice of her own to tell her own story. So I started writing the book, and as I started writing, I realized that for readers to really understand the impact that this crime had on my family, they had to know my family history. They had to know the context that especially my parents were coming to this with. And my parents both survived the Holocaust and, you know, lost their entire families to this crime, and so I decided to intertwine the story of my family in the Holocaust with the present day crime. So it's like evil in the past meets evil in the present in the narrative.
What was that really challenging? Of course, it means that you had to be vulnerable.
Totally vulnerable.
You had to do research. You had to do factual stuff, and as to what you would put in.
Yep.
Very challenging, yes?
It was for a number of reasons. So first of all, I wrote it, as a memoir. It happened to me and my family, so I wrote it in first person.
Yeah.
So that right away made me very vulnerable. I was writing it as nonfiction, true crime, so I didn't change any of our names. I didn't change any details at all. And I really made a concerted effort to tell the story in my parents' own words, as closely as I could to what they told me, without embellishing anything, without exaggerating. And I really didn't know that much about it when I started writing. So you're holding up some of my absolute favorite photos here.
I told you I was going to
and a lot of these, so a lot of these places are around the cottage, by the way.
Got it.
So you wouldn't know that from the pictures, but yeah, remember the terrible wildfires last summer in Canada? Oh, that was horrific. Anyway, now you're getting to some famous authors. There you passed a bunch. There's my daughter. She got married last year. Wow, slow down. There's Toronto.
Oh, man. I was wondering how the show was going to turn out, but now I know because you just totally. I didn't know this is what I want. Go ahead. You're doing great. This is what the audience loves. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, wow, I don't even know some of the people in these pictures.
You posted the pictures. How could you not know who they are?
Wait, slow down. You just passed my dogs. Okay, that was the most important thing you could have.
Well, we met this
There we go.
one, right?
That's Moose. That's Moose. He's 9. He just turned 9 years old. And that's Moose. And that's Gigi, and they're both Aussie Doodles, Australian Shepherd Poodles. They're very smart, and they're very agile.
You were telling the story, please?
I forget where I was, because, dogs.
Oh, man.
Dogs wipe out everything.
All right. You're doing great.
Okay, the books. Yes, the book. So I was writing the book, and so the book came out in 2018, and it won a bunch of literary awards, and I... it was the dream. The dream was to become a published author. And so even though this was definitely not a story I ever expected to write, it was really gratifying to write in the end because as I wrote, and especially as I wrote my parents' stories, and especially as I wrote the story of the victim, I realized just how important it was to preserve these stories and to speak up about violence and to tell the stories of victims. So yeah, it became a project bigger than I thought it was going to be. Oh, okay.
So tell us about this. This is your website here.
Yeah, you're on my website.
We're gonna take a walk down there. Here's the homepage, everybody. Feel free to go check it out.
Yeah. So now this is talking about the novel up at the top here. This is actually referring to A Nest of Snakes, which came out in the fall of 2022.
Okay. We're just going to scroll here. You just pick whatever you want there. I do have some places I'm going to take you, but right now,
I pick Amazon. Everybody click on Amazon. That's a good place to start.
What's the Sisters in Crime Connecticut?
Oh, so Sisters in Crime is a national literary organization, and so I am involved with the Connecticut chapter. I'm actually a programming chair along with Pat Dunn, who you know, who's
Lady
one of
Dunn.
Who's a third of our crime trio.
And with Wendy Whitman.
Yep. And so Sisters in Crime is not only sisters; we have brothers too. But it's this very, very supportive organization. It's got a ton of resources. We offer all kinds of educational programs for writers and all kinds of social stuff. We can all get together and gripe about what a brutal industry we're involved in. It's a lot of fun. Great people.
Right. On the screen, impressive and important is what was said by Lee Child, correct?
Yeah.
Concerning your book?
Yeah.
A story of war, that's your family's part of it.
Yep.
In the book. A murder, dealing with the actual crate that was found on your family's property, correct?
Right.
Vacation home, if I'm saying it right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. And then you said when we got together, I don't know, what was it, last week, couple of weeks? I don't forget.
It was last week.
Was it last week? Okay.
Yeah.
The justice part, somebody else added that to your cover. Your publisher, I think you said, or whoever, editor. Right?
Yep.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah,
Is this going to, on a scale of
1
to 10, on a scale of 1, let's go 1 to 5, 5 being really scary, or is this more of a thriller? How would you describe it to someone who's not a reader or that reads a lot of books, whichever way you want to look at it?
So it definitely is a thriller. It has all the elements of a thriller in that there's clearly a murder, more than one. And, you know, it's written as if it were a novel, even though it's nonfiction. So it has this sort of, this narrative that kind of, I mean, it's supposed to. This was my intent, to draw the reader along with this narrative that reads as if it were fiction, but it's all true. And, you know, there are a bunch of red herrings here and there. I try to throw the reader off a little bit, even while I'm still telling all the truth. But because it's in my mind, I'm presenting how everything happened to me. You know, I get to reveal all the things that I thought, the people who I thought might have done it. And so there are some literary twists in it. And is it supposed to be scary? I mean, it's scary in that the issues that I talk about, like domestic violence, are pretty scary. And clearly the Holocaust was a scary event. But it's also pretty poignant. Yeah. Okay. It's a family story, and there's a lot of sadness in there too. When
it comes to this section you have here about the audiobook part of it, I think you touched on something with me. You have something else that's new that has come out in regards to that book, yes? The Crate?
Oh, want me to hold that up?
Yeah, I'm gonna pivot over to, I'm gonna move this. Just hold on one second. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, go ahead. Hold up what you got there.
So I also have this.
There you go.
Hang on.
There you go. Awesome.
Right,
that is a collection of CDs.
Yeah.
Correct me if
Yeah.
Awesomely cool.
So it is. It's a little bit different from what the normal audio package is, in that you can download it as an MP3. You can listen to it, you know, on your phones and whatever, the way you would listen to any other audiobook. But it also is available in this set of CDs, which is, it's a real keepsake.
All right.
I'm very proud of this. And by the way, the narrator is phenomenal. Her name is Cassandra Campbell, and she did some of the most incredible books, James and the Giant Peach and Lilac Girls and Crawdads, which was huge. She has won every audio award. She's in the Audio Hall of Fame in New York City, and she's just, I mean, it was the biggest honor to get her to read the book. It was just huge. I don't even know if I can even have you on my show with that kind of connections you got. Man, that's some serious voiceover audio stuff you got working for you there. All right, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. From my own world and the world I live in, that's pretty cool. I'm just telling you right now, that's pretty cool to get somebody to do your book like that. Oh, you should get her on. She would be a good guest.
I'll do it on her. Hey, we should get her on, and you should interview her. That's what should happen. Anyhow,
but I can't be on the same show as her because her voice is so beautiful.
Oh my goodness!
No, it's true. Her voice is so pure and beautiful and feminine, and then I would sound like an ogre on the same show.
Look on the bright side. I will distort her voice while she's talking, so then you will sound better. All right. So
like those spy things.
Wait, hold on. Now, see, when you said that, now I'm going to do it.
See if I can use it like that.
We can do this. We can do all kind of things to her to make her sound really weird. So it's just, all right. Let's go
Donald Duck?
I actually do have a duck over there. That is funny you said that. All right. So yeah. So here we go. I'm going to put this up here for a second. I got to show you some stuff, and you got to tell everybody what's happening on your website because I got to do this.
Okay.
And don't move. Oh, wait. Hold on, Lucy. Hold on, Lucy. 1 second, Lucy. Lucy, we got to do this. Then we're going to do this.
Explaining to do.
Explain to me, Lucy, what you got going on here. Here we go.
Oh, well, wait. International Thriller Writers. That's a great organization.
All right, here. Go ahead. No, really, go
yeah.
ahead. She's directing the show now, everybody. Go ahead. So go right ahead. She goes, Paxton, I'll let you do it. I trust you. Whatever you're going to go do. And then she's like, Paxton, stop. Go back. Okay. Go ahead.
So, yeah, no, this is an international organization, obviously, of thriller writers, but also thriller fans. And every year we have a conference, a huge conference in New York City. And it's coming up at the end of May and the beginning of June. So I'm looking forward to that.
Really?
And you meet, like when I'm there, I'm so starstruck. You know, it's like being on the red carpet of all the biggest book celebrities, the biggest writers. And
well, we look forward to you taking some pictures so we can come back and do show and tell for all of us who can't get in that highfalutin crowd like you are. So
yeah.
you know.
Well, you showed a bunch from last year's conference. It was on my Instagram.
On your Instagram, right?
Yeah, I saw
let's see here. The Crate has made an incredible impression in the published world. Readers are in for quite the emotional and powerful journey. That's some really beautiful words to be said about your work, Madame.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Happy. Very, very happy.
For someone who has a lot of words, she just said one word. Very happy.
Very happy.
Are you ready for this? I hope you are. You ain't got no choice. Here we go. I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to do this. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Oh, where is it? No, I passed it. Just hold on there. There we go. You know where we're going here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, just hang in there,
place.
everybody. I've got some stuff. We're going to do some stuff right here. Stuff. And we're going to go over here, and then I'm going to do that. Talk to me about what we're looking at. Tell the audience what they're looking at.
So that is, that's the cottage that my parents built, but it's a later version of it. So I think in those photos, there may be the original photo from how it looked in the 70s when they first built it. But then, you know, things changed. They added on here and there. This is actually during a renovation. But, you know, our family grew. My brother got married and had kids. I got married and had kids. So we needed more space. But even though the cottage changed, this is still the view of the lake. I mean, isn't that spectacular? You just passed that beautiful sunrise. So we see the sunrise every morning.
Beautiful. And
that's, you know, a misty morning. You can see the island in front of us.
What island is that?
It's called Echo Island. And
this is where the crate was found?
Yeah. And
by the way, everybody, we're not going to give away the story. Okay, we're not going to give away the book. You have to go check it out. But
no spoilers.
These are some pictures that you have. This is inside the house. And it was in the basement below this. The basement, I should say.
So not exactly the basement, because there is no basement, but underneath the floor. So if you can imagine that the land is really steeply sloped, going down from, it's like built on the side of a hill, going down towards the lake. So the front of the cottage is actually up on pillars.
Got it.
And the back is sort of flush with the ground, so it leaves this angled space underneath. And, you know, under there, that's where we kept the lawnmower and the wood for firewood and stuff like that, and the tools. And but it was outside on the ground between the floor and the actual ground. And that's where the crate was shoved in. It's where all the spiders are.
I'm going to go. You see the pictures there. You want to give some narrations, and when people go to your website, what you got
there
here?
you can see my mom and dad. These are actually pictures from the 60s when they first got their residency. When they first arrived in Canada, they had gotten there in 1957 and then got their residency cards in the 60s. And so these were their photographs for their
Originally
cards.
from where?
Hungary.
Hungary, okay.
Both from Hungary. And then, that's my brother. He was a real hippie in the 70s.
This today. I was like, check this out.
Right? Oh, my God. All that hair. I bet he wishes he had some of that hair now.
You're not kidding, man. His chin is matching the top of his head.
We could not go out of the house without people like whistling and going, "Hey, Wolf Man."
Whoa. He was Wolfman Jack. All right. What's here?
And then that's my mother as a child with her mother, my grandmother, who is the only surviving relative outside my immediate family. My entire family.
From the Holocaust, you mean?
From the Holocaust, yeah.
Okay.
So my entire family was my two parents, my one brother, who's 11 years older than me, and this grandmother. That was it. The five of us, that was the extent of the entire family.
Look at you.
So here's
my
my
nose
mom.
and everything. Wow. Look, your mother's nose and everything. The features are. Yeah,
and she's about 11 here. We think this is about 1941, and with my grandmother, maybe a little more, 43. And they're smiling because it's before the Nazi invasion of Budapest.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. All right. Your other pictures there. I'm going to get to this.
Yeah. So here we have the murder victim, Samantha. And a bunch of pictures of her. That's her with her sister. And
she's on the left or right? This?
She's, we can't see. She's on the, yeah. Yeah, and there she is as a child.
Actually, let me go back to that. Here we go. This is her as a child.
Beautiful girl.
What age was she when they found her dead?
Well, when they found her and when she died, it was actually two different ages, but she died.
We'll stop right there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I did that on purpose.
No spoilers. You're right.
You got that right. You guys want more? Go ahead.
You gotta muzzle
get
me.
the book. I'm with you. Don't I mean leading you out there just for nowhere. So you guys got to get the book. Get the book. You check it out. Amazing. Just amazing. Look at her. What's going on here? Crime scene photos.
Dave Allen was the lead investigator in the case. And when he was the guy to haul my brother into a police station and interrogate him. And my brother walked out of there shaking. He said it was like an episode of Law and Order, this really tough policeman interrogating him, asking him all these questions for hours on end. Well, it turns out that Dave was a real pussycat. And he retired. First, he won Investigation of the Year for this particular case. And that was in 2014 that he won. And then he retired shortly after. But I just bumped into him last summer. He's the nicest guy.
Nice.
And and he and his wife have come over to our cottage socially. So, and he was very, very helpful when I was writing the book. He told me a lot of the background information, a lot of stuff about the investigation. And boy, I will tell you one thing, after speaking with him for a long time and after hearing what he did to solve this case, I know you can't get away with murder. The police
you did mention that
so
last week.
Clever. They're very, very clever.
The police are very clever, is what you
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I'm
sure criminals are clever too.
Lady Dunn's gonna fight you on that. All right.
Do I have to specify again? The Canadian police are very clever.
I know. Wait, again, like I said last week, send all hate mail to. Let me just help everybody. Send your hate mail to the name on the screen.
Well,
just straight to her.
I'm only saying that because I got such pushback for saying the police were clever last week, and then everyone said no, and then I said the Canadian police, and they said yes.
So Pat, if you're
watching
watching
American police are clever.
Don't beat her up. She's talking about the Canadian police. So this is
that's the night that the crate was actually discovered.
Okay.
So the police responded to a 911 call, cordoned off the whole property with miles and miles of this yellow crime scene tape. And they have all the floodlights on. It's actually pitch dark out there. Like, there are no street lights or anything. And so it was pitch dark, but they had their floodlights going for, the beginning of this very intense investigation.
So this is the part of the show where I begin to walk this fine line of asking things, but we don't want to tell what's always in the book. But who made the 911 call? If you're not going to say, all you got to say is read the book. Just say the phrase, read the book. Okay. That's all. I'm just going to
read the book.
I'm going to walk a fine line. I'm going to ask a bunch of things. But so let's see. Let's go here. And what's happening here?
Oh, no. Well, this part is really integral to the story. So, my lips are sealed.
Yeah, hey, all I'm doing
That's
is...
a Home Depot bucket.
I think...
I can't tell. What I can tell you... Okay, wait.
It's a Home Depot bucket.
It's a Home Depot bucket, and I can tell you what they're usually used for up north in Muskoka. The Home Depot bucket becomes a mouse trap. So you have to imagine this, yes. So what you do is you take the lid off. You don't need the lid. You open up a coat hanger and lay it across the top, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like an open bucket underneath. Okay. And you push the coat hanger through a can, like a Coke can or a Diet Coke can, and you push it through so that the Coke can is just kind of hanging there in the middle, and then you smear peanut butter on the Coke can. So the point is to lure the mice up the side of the bucket. They'll crawl across the coat hanger to get to the peanut butter, and when they get to the Coke can, it spins and they fall off into the bucket, and then they can't get out again, and then you let them loose in the woods. Interesting.
That has nothing to do with this particular bucket, though.
Not this one.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Read
but
the
that's
book.
What you're supposed to do. But I won't tell you that there are people that actually put like turpentine or stuff in the bottom of the bucket to drown them. We didn't do that. Yeah. We don't do that. We let them go.
Got it. All right. So you're at the house there again. Everybody can see that. If you haven't gone to the website, you can just take a look at it here with us, with the author. You can spend time with the author and take a look at it, everybody. Yeah. But this is the house, right? Mm-hmm. So the floodlight we saw is still this same shot, but it was further back and at night.
Yeah, so this is the following morning, and you can see that crime scene tape. Yeah. I think there's another picture from the front, from the lake also.
Do that there.
That's still the side.
All right, we go back here.
Is there another one?
I'm just going to go to this
one. So that's actually the crawl space where the crate was actually discovered and where it had been hidden, where it was pulled out.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Totally amazing. I just
creepy.
I was going to say that, but I know we beat that word up last week, but I have to say this is creepy. Yeah, I mean, even I was looking at it by myself, and I was going like, okay, turn the lights on.
Yeah. You want to know something else that's creepy?
You know what? When you do that, I'm scared. Just when you do that. Did your husband go to sleep with one eye open? You got Canadian police there. You're safe, my man. She can't get away with it. So you're safe. Go ahead. You were going to say?
I'll tell you something else creepy. So, so the discovery was in 2010, but a few years ago, my brother actually decided that he wanted to build himself a little bathroom because the place only had one bathroom and it was way upstairs and across the cottage from where he was sleeping, from his bedroom. And he wanted to build a little place, in case he had to go at night. He didn't want to walk so far.
Got it.
Now, the crate had only one way to get shoved up underneath and one way to get pulled out. There was only one opening to this crawl space. And when it came to building this little bathroom, there was only one place that the plumbing would allow for this structure to be built. And as it happened, it sealed off the entryway where the crate had been pushed in and where the crate had been pulled out. So if that bathroom was built before the crate was discovered, then it would have been sealed in there forever. And there would have been no more access. Nobody ever would have found it. That's awful. And I wouldn't have written a book.
That's true. That would have never come to light, as it were.
That's right.
At that time frame.
Yep.
But anyhow, that's just wow. Those are the pictures from when it happened. Yes. That's what we're looking at there.
Yes.
We're going to go back here. When it comes to, I'm going to pivot over here. Just everybody hang on. We're doing this live and in real time, people. We have this from your Instagram. These are your links that you have. You're on Facebook. You're on Twitter. Excuse me. You're on Facebook and you're on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm going to go look at these two right here. We just did the crate. We're going to go here to the nest of snakes in just a moment. The links, your links are provided in the comment section here, everybody. And thank you, Dr. Pepper76. I saw your comment there. I put it up, and I appreciate you still being here and mentioning what you did. Everybody can go and pick up the crate, or you can get the CDs that are now available for you to listen to it. Of course, you can download it as well. It says, after surviving the horrors of the Holocaust in ghettos, on death marches, and in concentration camps, a young couple seeks refuge in Canada. I'm going to stop right there. When you told your parents you wanted to do this, what was their initial reaction?
So my parents are incredibly supportive like beyond. And so they were very happy that I was going to write the book. Unfortunately, my father didn't ever get to read it, but my mother has probably read it, I don't know, 10, 12 times by now. She's thrilled.
That's a proud mother. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And she said, she never thought her life story would be in a book.
Wow.
So I think I think it's very special for her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very special for me to be able to pass it down to my children and any future generations, because I really want them to know their family history. And then the other thing that was incredibly special was that Samantha's family was very happy that I was able to tell her story.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emotionally, I'm going to do scales again. On a scale of 1 to 5, being very draining, how draining was this emotionally for you to do this?
6.
It
was very draining.
Yeah.
It really was.
I would imagine so.
But I learned an awful lot, and it really changed how I sort of self-identified. I never really identified myself as a child of Holocaust survivors before the book,
mm-hmm.
and that became my identity afterwards.
That's a whole road that I will go down one day with you and some others that have mentioned to me with their relatives being survivors of that. And I'd like to do that with you one day. We'll do it another time. But you mentioned in doing this process, what did you just say? You just highlighted what it means to you and what you went through. Emotionally, though, you decided to do another book.
I did.
And that's not like just any book. I mean, when I know we did the show last week, and I try not to know too much when I do a show, but I like to know enough research that I know the person better, but not what they're per se going to talk about. But in looking at the second book, and I went like, after the first book, I think I'd take a long vacation and a long emotional nap. And you went into a whole nother thing that is just like yucky, devastatingly, emotionally yucky. How did you have the fortitude to go down that road and do research and hear the stories and the trauma and the abuse?
Yeah. I don't know.
I've only scratched the surface. I scratch the surface when I do research because I don't want to know the whole book. I read enough that went like, okay, I can't read no more. I can't. But I want to, but I can't because I'm doing the show. So, we do a few more things together. I'm going to go like, I'm going to know the book just as well as you do. But how could you go to the next one?
It's I would like to just sort of be flip and say, oh, well, my mind goes to dark places.
Goes to that place.
I guess it does. It totally does. But then I also start thinking of these issues that are kind of important. And, we authors, we have a platform, we get to talk about things that are a little bit, I'm not saying that fluffy books aren't great. And, light books for entertainment are amazing. I read them all the time. But sometimes there's also a time and place to talk about heavier issues. And when something especially falls into your lap, as it did for me a second time, I just kind of felt compelled to write about it. So it was back in like 2016-ish, 2015, 2016. Okay. I was working as a publicist in a PR firm here in Connecticut. And we happened to have a bunch of clients who were law firms. And at those law firms, they had a spate of lawsuits where these middle-aged men came forward to allege abuse that dated back to the 1980s, abuse in these very prestigious, very elite Connecticut private schools. And so my job was to get these lawsuits into the news. And so I had to read through the complaints. And this was, as you know, the first book had already been done. It was on its way to being published. And I found myself reading through these stories of these young boys who were, 12, 13, 14 years old. And they were just so vulnerable. And
That's
you
what
just
I
wouldn't
picked up on
believe
it
what
too,
they went through. It was just heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking and horrifying. And, and I was so angry because everybody in their lives, everyone at these schools was complicit. They all knew what was happening. Everybody knew that people were abusing and that the boys were being abused. And nobody did anything. Like, no one went to the authorities. Even, people who were mandated, teachers, the nurse, the headmaster, they were not only in on it, half of them were the culprits themselves. It was unbelievable. And as I was reading through these stories, I just kept thinking someone should write a book. And then I thought I should write a book.
I was gonna say, did somebody approach you, family member or someone, say, hey, look, you should write a book?
No.
It was self-generated. You looked at it and said, let me step in.
Yeah, I mean,
it
was one of these cases where where you just can't believe that this is true when it is. And then, of course, when I started to research, when I decided to write a book, and then I actually did the research, and I thought, okay, so it was just Connecticut, but that wasn't true at all. It was all over the world, like all over New England, and schools that you definitely would have heard of. But not only New England, but all over the nation and all over the world, wherever you have these isolated, prestigious boarding schools where the boys are sort of in a cloistered environment.
Got it.
It just lends them.
They were vulnerable to
abuse.
To that,
It's kind of like the Catholic Church scandal,
Yes, when I was looking at it, I was looking at the same thing, and I was going like, man, we've got to talk about that because everybody, here we go, let's do this. It's called A Nest of Snakes, and I know we did this last week, but go ahead and tell everybody why it's called that.
Yeah, Paxton, are there snakes in my book?
Human-wise, there's a lot of serpent behavior.
Yeah, no snakes in the book. I've had so many women, especially, comment on social media, oh, I could never read a book about snakes.
Don't worry about it. I did the same thing, and I'm not a woman, but I acted like, wow, I'm not. No, really, because I got the crate thing before you ever came on, and then I looked at the other book, and I went like, that's a big fat snake.
You squealed?
I have nightmares. Is this real? I'm scared, mama. So praise for the book. Exquisitely written from the Jerusalem Post, and so much more here. I like this one. I was captivated by the writing and storytelling skills, as if they didn't know you had them. And the author of this book, I just like that. You captivated them. So these are some really good ones. I love some of the things that they wrote. It's very moving, the things that they wrote. I should just do voiceovers and play a video of you or something. The things they write is like a commercial. It's really good. A compelling courtroom drama. Tell us about that part in the book without telling us something.
Yeah. So, basically the book is divided into a couple of parts. So we have a main character, a protagonist named Brendan Cortland, and he is a middle-aged man. And right away, from page one, I'm not giving anything away here, but from the very beginning, the reader suspects that he has been abused. And so the story goes back to the past, back to the 1980s, where he went to this very prestigious boarding school set in Connecticut, fictional school this time, by the way. And tells his story of everything he went through. And the second part of the book comes back to the present. He decides to launch a lawsuit against the school and, try to get justice for everything he went through, everything his friends went through. And so he hires this beautiful young attorney named Dylan and starts the process of a lawsuit. And then everything goes haywire. You know, he's up on the stand at one point testifying, and all these secrets come out and things that he had no idea about. And so it just blows up. And there's a pretty great twist at the end. I mean, other people say it's great. I hope it's great.
It's great, people. Trust me. You want to know what it is. You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is. I haven't read it yet, but you're going to go see it because I didn't want to know what it was, so I'd be excited to go read it. So your character is a broken man, according to one of these reviews here.
Yeah.
Broken by abuse as a child and at an exclusive boarding school, and the shame he felt. I'm going to toss this out to you. There's shame that's talked about here. The trauma is talked about in some others. Mention that. Of course, the child abuse, all the other factors that come in there. When it comes to the life that you've lived up to this point, and that you've shared, of course, with your husband, your family, your friends, and you have a beautiful Instagram page and great pictures. When it comes to your life, have you ever dealt with someone who was let me pick a right set of words, who was a toxic, narcissistic abuser?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Of course not. I did it on purpose. Took you on a mental journey and then dropped you in the middle of the street.
I thought you were going to ask if I knew any survivors of trauma, which I was all set to answer.
Are you directing the show again? Can we get to what I want to talk to you first, and then you? I thought Pat was going to give you a hard time. Look at you. Go ahead.
Wow. No, I don't think so. I think I'm the narcissist. No. Never mind. No, I take that back.
Why are you starting trouble? Just kidding.
No.
Troublemakers? No troublemakers in your life?
No troublemakers.
Please say no, because I don't want nobody being shocked if you say yes. Okay, so because of that, let's now pivot to Dr. Pepper again. He's got something for you. He says, I think this is a good story to write, especially with all the kid actors in Hollywood who have been abused. That's coming to light. Excellent point.
Really good
Fine
point.
Is that a road you want to go down next? You're going to go down that road?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's abuse in so many different sectors of society, right?
Yeah,
I mean, as we mentioned, the church scandals and, of course, schools, and Hollywood is a great example.
Yeah.
You know, people prey on vulnerable children. It's very unfortunate, but the more we talk about it and the more we, hit this head on, the more we can do something about it instead of sweeping it under the rug.
I wanted to get that question out of the way because I did not present that question to you last week or anybody there, and it was one that was given to me to ask you that question. I'm looking for. Are there a nest of? I don't see any. There's no nest of snakes pictures in your photo gallery, huh? Oh
yeah, sure there are.
Something? No.
You want to see the book?
Yes, I do. You really want to direct the show, don't you? I was saving. I'm doing something here, woman. It just looked like I'm not. We're doing TV here. You just keep trying to shove the. Where is the nest of? There is no nest of nothing here with these pictures. What are you talking about? All right, I must have missed them. Do you know where they are? I'm looking. I don't know. You're just torturing. Oh, there's a photo. No. Okay, all right. I'm gonna bore everybody. They're gonna Paxton, put something up. Okay, here we go.
There's so many.
Yeah,
there's so many. You have to go way back in my Instagram.
What's this?
Or there on my website. Yeah.
Excuse me. I didn't know I was a. How did I miss that? I didn't look at that.
Creepy. Creepy authors.
Look, I made it to the website, Mama. I made it. I'm a star. Okay, so.
And I didn't even say anything about eating our faces.
Oh, why'd you bring that? You really want to just take over the show, huh? I was saving the eating the faces part question.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just ask you right now. Have you and Pat and Wendy discussed the eating the faces since the show?
Have we eaten faces?
No, I didn't ask you that. You're going to get me in trouble. So have the three of you discussed that topic that was brought up.
No, but we haven't gone out for dinner recently.
Please.
So.
That just sounds like you went to go eat faces. So everybody would have to watch the first show. Crime Trio Podcast. I love that. March 30, 2024. That's pretty good. You guys are awesome. Totally awesome. And I really appreciate you being here. All right, now we're going to get rid of some things here and go back over here. Just bear with me. This is your Instagram. This is your Instagram. Who are these people? There's the snake.
So that was that was actually from a luncheon they threw for a book launch. This lady is from a seniors residence. They did a really
Why
nice.
Why are you smiling when you say it? What is that? I'm going to be probably one pretty soon.
I'm trying to remember. I did a presentation. Yeah, I did a presentation to a seniors residence. There's the book.
There you go.
There
Both
they
books.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the stuff in the middle?
Snakes.
No. Oh, man. All right. So that's pretty cool. Here we go. We can go up here. There's the book.
There it is.
You're trying to get a bigger thing of it. That's pretty cool. Nice.
Yeah.
You're on TikTok?
And it kind of glows.
Great.
You know, I'm trying.
No, I didn't know. I was just thought it said that.
I have a few things up on TikTok. I'm a little shy about doing videos like live
Excuse me, you're
videos.
shy? You shy? Whatever.
Well, I mean, it comes naturally to you, right? Like,
don't even. This is not a comparison discussion. I said you shy, and then you immediately turned it back to me. Don't try to Columbo me, lady. Don't Sherlock Holmes me. Answer my question with a question. Don't even try it. All right. So let's see here. What do we got here? There's the book. There's your buddy.
Oh, there's Wendy.
Wendy's been on the show 50 billion
stuff.
times. There's your book. Hold on one second. I've got something here I need to ask you about. You and your friends. Where are you? You're not
those are sisters in crime.
Okay. All right. There's your sisters in crime.
Yeah.
So do you normally go to a bookstore and look for your book and then take a picture?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
She goes, oh, yeah.
It is the biggest thrill to see a book, like to see my book on a shelf.
That's
the
a
first
big fat
time.
Snake. Go ahead.
So when the first book came out and it landed in my local bookstore for the very, very first time, and my husband and I were walking down the street, and we saw it in the window of the bookstore, and I rushed in and I burst into tears, like spontaneously. I burst into tears. It was the most overwhelming moment. And then I found out, you know what? Bursting into tears is a really great way to sell books, because all the other all the shoppers in the store turned around like, why is this crazy woman crying? And my husband goes, because her first book just came out and it's on the shelf, and then everybody bought it.
Way to go. That's
now
nice.
I try to burst into tears every time I walk into a bookstore.
Levison. I should call you. Or does it mean Leviathan? No, I'm just kidding. Levison weaves a suspenseful tale filled with psychological and legal insight. Oh man, there's legal insight in the book. It packs an emotional punch that will stay with you long after you finish reading. Man, a lot of people love you and love your book. That's what I found fascinating about your Instagram page. Look at that. You've done well. You've done really, really well for yourself.
Gabino.
Hey, look at you, man.
There's a lot of other authors there.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. It says that, huh? You've done well. Now, what can we expect from you?
So
I know you're promoting your books.
Yeah.
Which you should.
So these two books, The Crate and A Nest of Snakes, were really heavy. Like, I think we talked about that.
Yes, we did.
They're really heavy books. There's not a lot of, there's not a lot of, light fluff in them. Which was intentional, but it was really draining. Like you said, it was draining. Yeah. And so my third book, which is in the works right now, is completely different. Oh, there it is in Korean, by the way. That black and white and red picture.
Here?
Yeah. That's the Korean cover of The Crate.
Wow, look at you. Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, so the third book that's in the works, right now it's tentatively titled A Nice Deal. It is completely different. It's funny and tongue-in-cheek, and I just had the best time writing it. I was laughing out loud.
Okay. Love it.
Completely different.
Love it, love it. I have nothing else to put over there. Well, actually, I do, but I'm not going to do it to you today. I'll save it for another day. I'm going to torture you differently another day.
We're going to have more torture in the future?
Oh, man. You have no idea how light I've done to you today. The stuff I had, and I told you, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to say any more to the audience, but okay, so here we go. Thank you for being here. I wanted the audience to get a chance to spend time with you and get to know you. Like I told you before the show, you're coming to meet my family. My audience is part of my family outside of my two daughters. But what I was going to mention to you is, I hope you're ready for this. On the screen, I have book recommendation and shout out. You can take as much time as you like. There are book lovers that are heavy as a part of our subscribers and members of the channel and viewers, over 600,000 viewers. So I want you to tell them what you either enjoy reading or want to recommend. You can name as many books and authors that you want. Just remember, whoever you leave out is going to be mad at you. I just want to clear that up before we even get started. I'm giving you a disclaimer, and for them, don't give her a hard time just because she forgot. She's getting this on the spur of the moment. I keep talking to buy you some time. And so, book recommendation for the weekend for people outside of the two beautiful books you have that will scare them to death. And give a shout out to anybody else. And just remember, if you leave Wendy and Pat out, they might beat you up.
Oh, no way. There's no way I can. I don't want them to eat my face. No.
Oh, Dr. Pepper says something to you there. Thank you, Paxton and Deborah, for doing this. Much love to you for being here, my friend. I expect more of this from our International Book Lovers podcast and a number of authors that have let us know they want to be a part of it. And we'll showcase all types of books. But these three ladies, Lady Dunn.
See, now you're stumped because you have to think of a different name for me.
You're right. I'm glad you corrected me. I can't call another lady because Pat will beat me up. Lady Dunn.
Just don't use my
Pat,
childhood nickname.
I'm gonna and Debbie. I'm just gonna go that for right now. I'm gonna come up with a nickname for you. And Debbie, as well as Wendy, who's been here 50 billion times, and we look forward to seeing her. Do you want to
just use my childhood nickname?
I'm trying. I'm not sure what it is, but I was going to wait till we're done and there's no audience. But go ahead and say it.
Well,
what is
it's what my brother called me my whole life.
What did he call you?
Bozo.
Oh, I am not calling you that on the air because some woman will hear that and go like, how rude that man is to call that woman that. That is just, I'm boycotting his channel. I am not going to call you that, but I will call you something complimentary. Maybe Deborah. I may just do that. I don't know. That's lame. But anyhow, so.
Okay, book recommendation.
I bought you enough time, so go ahead. Thank you, Dr. Pepper.
Well, I mean, obviously, Crime Trio, I have to shout out Wendy Whitman, which is Premonition and Retribution.
Yes.
Amazing serial killer books.
I'm going to help you with
creepy.
That. Just keep talking. Go ahead. I'm going to do something. You just said, who was that you just said?
Wendy Whitman.
And her name's on the screen. Okay, go ahead.
And her books are Premonition and Retribution. Mm-hmm. And she's thinking about writing the third in the series, which also has to be that kind of a noun, with shun at the end, like Tion.
Okay.
So,
right.
And we can't do anything like I tried, constipation and stuff like that. It's not going to be that. It's not.
I can only imagine the conversation you three have together. But go ahead.
And so her books, Premonition and Retribution. Mm-hmm. And then Lady Pat Dunn, who goes by T.M. Dunn.
Yes, she does.
On the cover, T.M. Dunn. Her latest is Her Father's Daughter, which is also a serial killer book. Yeah. And it's a killer book. Mm-hmm. And see what I did there? It's a killer book. And even though she likes, what did she say? She likes Hannibal Lecter. She empathizes with him.
Yeah, I still got people writing me about that, but go ahead. So,
yikes.
They're like, I don't know. They don't know if they want to meet her or they don't know what they want to do. So are they scared by her or do they want to meet her? But go ahead.
Just don't bring fava beans and Chianti.
Oh, man. Guys. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so you did those two, your cohorts in crime.
Okay, can I tell you my favorite book?
Crime.
I will tell you my favorite book.
Do it.
Circe, which is completely different. It's not serial killers and thrillers and mysteries or anything like that.
Is it considered fluff, like you said, or no?
No, it's based on, it's Greek mythology. It's a fantasy.
Oh, my goodness.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful, by Madeline Miller, I think.
Okay.
Can I Google it really quick to make sure?
You can do.
It's Miller.
You know
anyway, her
Miller.
last name is Miller.
Okay.
And
all right.
so that's one of my all-time favorite books.
All right.
And I still love White Oleander. That's pretty old at this point, but I reread it and I love it.
What else?
And what else? I really love historical fiction. I love The Red Tent. I love anything by Naomi Reagan, one of my favorite authors.
Awesome. Okay.
And what else? Well, I mean, I grew up in Canada, so Anne of Green Gables, I have to read that every year.
All right.
That's a classic.
You're talking to book lovers, so keep going.
Yeah.
They're listening there, so whatever you put out there, they're going to...
Okay, so I also love, like, Swedish thrillers, like the...
I'm laughing because I watch Swedish television, so go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't read the book, but go ahead.
Yeah, I love all of those.
I like the thrillers that they have.
The Nordic kinds of Scandinavian.
Yes, Nordic, same thing. Yeah. That's what I watch.
Girl with the dragon tattoo and the hypnotist and freaky things like that. What else? Oh, and I also I kind of like sci-fi. I like Michael Crichton. And I love Robin Cook. I love medical thrillers.
Really? Okay.
Love Robin Cook.
Would you ever write a medical
Stephen
thriller?
King.
You think?
You know, I actually asked my brother if he wanted to co-write a medical thriller with me.
Why
he's
your
a
brother?
doctor. Well, he's a doctor.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He's very smart. That's probably why he called me Bozo, because he thinks he got all the brains in the family.
Do not write this woman and say Bozo, you people out there, because I know my audience just goofing off will go like, hey, Bozo, how you doing? Don't do that. Show her some respect. Call her Lady Bozo. So I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Ma'am.
Ma'am. Yeah, right. Everyone, please make sure you go out and get your copy of, here we go. You see this name on the screen? Buy anything that has her name attached to it. So if she's selling a kite, buy it. Whatever she's selling, buy it. Because she needs to celebrate that her children just finished college. So
I need to pay for college.
I didn't want to go down that road, so I left that alone for you.
Please buy books so I can pay off their college.
Please make sure you offset what she has just experienced in her life, so that she's not in a nursing home as her
12
kids
years
are
of college payments.
12 years of college, please. Thank you very much. Help her husband out, please. Make sure you guys do that, so that man is not out there collecting cans, to make sure that. And if he does, send your cans directly to the name on the screen. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you very much for doing this. And
or use the cans for a mousetrap.
Don't even. Now it becomes talking about the Home Depot thing and the whole thing. We're going to have a situation here. People are going to write and tell me I'm cruel to mice. Listen, thank you for doing this, and I really appreciate it. Pat is next. Not today, but Pat is going to be next, and I'm going to tell her everything. I'm going to take the excerpts of stuff you said and just put it in the show. Say, Pat, what do you think about what Debbie said about you? Have you eaten any faces lately? Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. I have a show coming up, everybody, in about, 45 minutes or thereabouts, that you will see our last show of the day.
Paxton.
Yes, ma'am.
You're wonderful.
Oh, don't even try it with me, young lady.
It's true. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, you did really well, and everything went smooth. But what's important to me now is you and I are going to have to get together, because I'm going to have to make sure I know you sent me links and a number of things. There's some things that we're going to be working on for the month of May in regards to your book and Pat's and Wendy's, to make sure our subscribers know exactly how to just come to us, get the books, and we can get them on our website and some other things. We're gonna promote you guys. Really, we are big time. We really love it. And my youngest daughter was tickled pink, about the International Book Lovers, and so looking forward to having you on again to tell us more about your life.
Anytime.
I'm thinking of stuff right now that makes me laugh. I can't say it right now. Thank you very much. I'll see you later, my friend. Everybody,
you too.
We'll see everybody later. Do me a favor. Don't go anywhere. Just hang out just for a second, because I'm doing this like normal in real time. And we're going to do that. Okay, are you ready? Don't go anywhere, Debbie. I'm going to take us off camera. All of you who come to the show know this. We got a show coming up at 3 p.m. West Coast time here in Southern California, Central California, Northern California, and 6 p.m. on the East Coast. So we know that at least 6% of you watch it on your big screen TV. YouTube is showing us as a live television show. But we know that the majority of you listen to us. So please, hear my words. Buy the doggone book. Okay, buy both of them. And if you don't want them, give it to somebody and scare them to death. Enlighten them. Do whatever. But buy the book. But guys, you're going to get your music on the way out just the way you want it. We thank you for being here with us. Deborah, any last words you want to say to everybody? Because, I think the audience fell in love with you.
Paxton is the best podcast host. Keep listening, everybody. Keep listening to his program.
You are going to be in my will. So you keep that up. You are going to be, it's going to pay off for all what the kids did for 12 years. You're going to be
inherit
set.
Your microphone. It's better than mine.
That's really a good one. I've never had nobody say that. You're going to inherit. See, now you guys can't see us, but I can see her, and she's making me laugh just by looking at her laugh. So she's going to inherit my mind. You're going to have a fight on your hands there because my daughters are going to fight you for that one. All this equipment over here. So listen, everybody here that's listening, and all of you who I know watch the replay. We know most of you watch this during your lunch breaks. But wouldn't you say it's worth it that you got to meet her today? And she's part of a trio. So you guys are in for a treat. Thank you for being here with us so far today. You've got to, I'm going to do a few things on the screen. Debbie, just hang out. Don't go anywhere. You got to, this morning, meet our first show. You got to meet somebody who you've seen on here a number of times, and that was Deborah Levon. And, of course, yesterday you got a chance to meet Sybil. She's one of the therapists that comes on the show and gives some enlightenment on many different subjects.